7 archangels are in shock because only you still don't know what happened last night. God says, hurry, open before 900 p.m. tonight to know the whole truth. Listen carefully. Something happened last night in the spiritual realm, and heaven itself is still trembling because of it. 7 mighty archangels stood together in awe, their voices echoing across eternity. Yet among all the people chosen, only you still don't know what was decided. Wait, hold on. Don't scroll. Stay with me because this message is not ordinary. This is God's own whisper sent directly into your life. The archangels are in shock, not because of what was hidden, but because heaven expected you to already know. But the truth was sealed, and it was reserved for this very moment for your ears, for your heart, for your soul. Stay with me till the end, because what I reveal here will make everything clear. Last night when the world slept, heaven was awake. Your name was spoken before the throne of God. The 7 archangels gathered holding scrolls of destiny, and in those scrolls something was written about you that cannot be erased. They waited. They watched. They whispered, "Does this child know? Do they see what is unfolding?" But you didn't, because God saved it for this very hour. Now hear me. This is your last chance before 900 p.m. tonight. Heaven has set the time, heaven has drawn the line, and heaven has prepared the revelation. This is not about yesterday. This is not about tomorrow. This is about right now. God says, "My child, hurry up because the truth is knocking at your door. Wait and stay with me because the angels are still circling around your name, waiting for your response." This is why you were guided to this very message. This is why heaven has aligned your steps. It is not coincidence, it is not chance, it is divine timing. The archangels looked at each other last night with wonder, saying, "How can this one still not know what heaven released?" But now, right now, at this very second, the veil is being lifted. Your story is shifting. The secret that was covered is being uncovered. The truth that was hidden is being revealed. God says, "This is your last chance before 900 p.m. Do not delay. Do not ignore because the gates of truth are open and the river of revelation is flowing. Stay with me till the very end because this message carries the whole truth. It carries what heaven decided last night. It carries what God himself wrote concerning your future. And if you miss this, the angels will look again and say, 'They walked away too soon.' But you are here, you are listening, and you are ready. So hear this now. Your name was sealed in light. Your path was cleared of obstacles, and your destiny was approved by heaven. Last night was the night of your confirmation. The archangels saw it. Heaven rejoiced in it, and now you must embrace it. Hold on. Don't move. Don't scroll. Stay right here because this is God's whisper to your heart. You are chosen. You are marked. You are destined. And the truth belongs to you. Hold on. Stay with me because what I'm about to share now goes even deeper. Last night was not just another passing night. It was a night when heaven itself rearranged your destiny. The 7 archangels were gathered in a circle of fire, and in the midst of that circle, your name was spoken with such weight that even creation stood still. Imagine it, your name echoing across the heavens while you slept unaware of the holy storm that was moving in your favor. The archangels looked at one another in awe, saying, "How is it that this child does not yet know what has been written?" And God replied, "Because the revelation is sealed until the appointed time. And beloved, that appointed time is now. That is why this message has found you. That is why your eyes are here, fixed on these words. Don't scroll. Don't move. Just stay with me because heaven is pouring its secret into your life right now. Something was released last night. Something powerful. Something unshakable. Something eternal. It is not money, though blessings are attached. It is not fame, though honor will follow. What was released last night was truth, the kind of truth that unlocks chains, breaks patterns, heals wounds, and opens doors you thought would remain closed forever. This is why the archangels are in shock, because you still don't see the fullness of what is yours, but you will right here, right now. As you stay till the end, wait and stay with me. I see heaven leaning closer. I hear God's voice louder, I feel the angels moving around your spirit even as these words reach you. The truth is this. Heaven signed your approval last night. Heaven confirmed your release. Heaven stamped your destiny with divine fire. And now all of creation must respond to the decree over your life. This is why the earth is shifting beneath you. Why things suddenly feel different. Why your heart has been restless. Because the spiritual has already moved and the physical is about to catch up. Listen carefully. Before 9:00 p.m. tonight, you must align yourself with this truth. God says, "This is your last chance to embrace what I have written because I will not allow this revelation to remain hidden any longer. So hold on. Stay right here. Don't let go of this moment. For heaven has opened the scrolls. The angels have spoken your name, and the truth that was concealed is now being revealed. Hold on. Stay with me because now I must reveal why the 7 archangels were so stunned last night. It wasn't just that your name was spoken. It was the way it was spoken. God called your name with such authority that the entire realm shifted. The angels saw chains snapping off your past. They saw doors that were locked for years swing wide open. And they saw a new path being carved for you in golden light. And yet, even after all this, you still don't know fully what heaven released. That is why they are in shock. The truth is, last night was a spiritual courtroom. In the courts of heaven, every record of delay, of disappointment, of betrayal was laid out. But then God stood up as your defender. Archangel Michael stepped forward with his sword blazing and declared, "This one is chosen. This one is marked. This one belongs to the Most High." And at that very moment, everything written against you was erased. The scrolls were turned and your destiny was rewritten in your favor. This is what happened last night. This is why heaven is trembling with awe. Wait, don't move, stay right here. Because what was erased was not small. It was heavy. It was ancient. It was generational. And what was written in its place is even greater. God wrote new blessings over your name, new healing over your body, new love over your heart, and new strength into your soul. The archangels looked at one another and said, "Do they even realize what has just been given to them?" And the answer was, "No, not yet." That is why heaven has been pressing on, you, guiding you here, keeping you from skipping this very message. Listen carefully. Before 9:00 p.m. tonight, you will feel the shift. The reason you have been restless, the reason your spirit has been stirred, is because heaven has already moved in your favor. All you must do now is receive it. Stay with me because what God has prepared for you is far too great to miss. This is your moment. This is your confirmation. This is your truth. God says, "Hurry, my child. This is your last chance to know the truth before the gates close." And the angels even now are leaning closer, waiting to see your response. Will you accept it? Will you believe it? Will you hold on to what heaven has given? Stay with me till the end because this is not just a message. It is a divine appointment, and heaven has scheduled it for you alone. Wait, don't go anywhere. Stay with me because now I must uncover what the 7 archangels were guarding in silence last night. Picture it, heaven's skies glowing brighter than fire. And in the middle of that light stood your destiny, being spoken out loud for the first time. The archangels circled around, shielding what God was releasing, and yet they kept asking the same question. Why has this child not yet seen it? Their wings trembled because what was spoken over you was no ordinary blessing. It was a turning point, a divine reversal. Hold on, let me take you deeper. Last night, the book of remembrance was opened. Every tear you cried, every prayer you whispered in the dark, every time you felt unseen, it was written there. And God himself read it aloud before the hosts of heaven. As each word was spoken, the archangels looked at one another in shock because the weight of your story carried a power that only heaven could measure. They said, if only they knew how much heaven has kept for them. If only they could see the truth. Stay with me because the truth is this. Heaven declared a divine release last night. The locks on your destiny were broken, the delays were shattered, and the blessings that were held back have been loosed into motion. That is why the archangels are in awe. Because you are walking today unaware of what has already been released into your tomorrow. But God says, I cannot let my child remain in the dark. They must know the truth before 900 p.m. tonight. Listen carefully. Your life shifted last night. That is why you've been sensing a change. Why your spirit feels stirred, why doors are about to open that you never expected. Heaven has already signed it. Angels have already confirmed it. And now it is only waiting for your recognition. Stay with me. Don't scroll because this is not an ordinary moment. This is the unveiling of what was hidden. The archangels bowed their heads after the truth was written and they whispered, "We wonder if this child will understand what has just been given." And now as you hear this, heaven is leaning close, watching your heart, waiting for your faith to rise. God says, "This is your last chance to see the whole truth, to embrace what I have revealed, to walk into what I have prepared. Hold on to this moment. Stay with me till the end, for last night was no accident. It was the night your story changed forever. Wait, hold on. Don't go anywhere, because now the revelation enters its deepest part. What the 7 archangels saw last night was not only a shift, it was a heavenly proclamation that can never be reversed. God himself rose from his throne, and in that moment, silence fell across the heavens. Every angel, every spirit, every voice stilled, waiting for what he would say. And when your name was spoken, light poured out like rivers of fire, shaking every corner of eternity. The archangels gasped, because heaven had never announced your destiny with such force before. Stay with me, because this is not something to miss. The archangels saw chains of generational delay snapping like glass. They saw blessings that were buried for years suddenly rise like a flood. And they saw a crown being lowered upon your head in the spirit. And yet you woke this morning unaware of what had been released over your life. This is why they are still in shock. They cannot believe you don't yet know what has happened. That's why God says, hurry, open your eyes. For the truth is waiting at your door before 900 p.m. tonight. Hold on, because the truth is greater than you realize. Last night, your story was rewritten. Every line of pain was replaced with lines of glory. Every mark of loss was exchanged for marks of abundance. Every shadow of betrayal was removed, and in its place heaven painted a picture of restoration. The archangels bowed their heads in awe, whispering, "This is what God has chosen to give. This is the gift no one can steal." Listen carefully. Heaven didn't just give you blessings. Heaven gave you authority. A new power has been placed in your spirit. A divine strength that will carry you where your own strength could not. That is why things around you are about to shift so quickly. That is why the doors you thought were locked are going to swing open. Because heaven has already declared, "Let it be so." Stay with me because there is more. The archangels saw a vision of your life unfolding like a scroll. They saw the chapters of disappointment closing and a new chapter of light beginning. They saw people who doubted you bowing their heads in silence when they witnessed your rise. They saw the very ground beneath your feet turning holy because of what was released last night, and they asked each other, will this child finally see? Will they finally know? And now, right here, right now, you are seeing, you are knowing, you are receiving. Heaven has chosen you for this revelation. God says, this is your last chance. My truth has been spoken, and before 900 p.m. tonight it must be embraced, so don't look away. Stay with me till the end, because this is the moment heaven has been preparing you for all along. Wait, hold on. Don't move, because now it is time to hear what Archangel Michael himself declared last night. When the 7 archangels stood in the circle of light, he was the one who stepped forward. His sword blazed like fire, his voice shook like thunder, and yet his words were filled with love. He lifted his face to heaven and said, "Father, this child has carried enough. This soul has been delayed long enough. It is time for them to walk in the truth you have written." And at that moment, every chain that had tied your future began to break. Stay with me, because this is not ordinary. The archangels watched Michael as he stretched his wings wide, covering your name with protection. He said, "No more silence, no more delay, no more hidden truth. Tonight they must know." The other archangels gasped, for they had never heard him speak your name with such urgency. And in that instant the heavens shifted. The decree was sealed. The truth was unlocked. Listen carefully. What happened last night was not just about blessings. It was about revelation. The truth that was hidden from you for years was unveiled in the heavenly realm. And Archangel Michael, with a voice like the sound of many waters, cried out, "Child of God, the truth belongs to you. Take it, believe it, walk in it." That is why he has been circling you, pressing you, making sure you did not skip this moment. Hold on, don't scroll, don't look away. Heaven has aligned this very hour so you would hear this. Last night was a divine gathering in your honor. God himself looked upon your story and said, "No more shadows, no more closed doors, no more silence. Let the truth shine before them." And the archangels bowed in awe because what was spoken over you was greater than what was spoken over many. Stay with me till the end, because this is not just words. This is heaven's confirmation. The archangels are still amazed that you don't fully see it yet, but you will. You were chosen to hear this today. God says, this is your last chance before 900 p.m. tonight to know the whole truth, to step into what I have released, to embrace what I have already written. And Archangel Michael is still speaking. Even now he whispers, "Do not turn away. Do not doubt, for heaven has already moved for you. Believe and the truth will unfold in front of your eyes." Wait, hold on. Don't scroll, because now you must hear what each of the 7 archangels declared about you last night. Heaven has never allowed these voices to be heard together. But for you, God commanded it. And as their voices rose one by one, the stars themselves trembled. The first archangel stepped forward and said, "Child, your prayers have reached higher than you realize. Every tear you shed has been counted, and last night heaven responded." The second archangel lifted his hand and declared, "Every delay that stood in your way is now broken. You will walk freely into the doors that are opening before you." The third archangel looked into the scroll and whispered, "Your name has been written in fire, sealed in light, and no power can erase it." The fourth archangel cried out, "The betrayals you suffered have been answered. Those who stood against you will see the hand of God raise you higher." The fifth archangel spread his wings and said, "The love you longed for, the peace you waited for, it is on its way, for heaven has commanded restoration." The sixth archangel raised a trumpet and declared, "Your destiny has been confirmed. No more confusion, no more wandering. You will know exactly where to go and what to do." And then the seventh archangel, with a voice that shook the heavens, shouted, "This is the hour of truth. Before 900 p.m. tonight, they will know what heaven already knows. Stay with me, because as they spoke these words, the throne of God glowed brighter. God himself lifted his hand and said, "It is finished. My child has been released into the fullness of their truth." And at that moment, all 7 archangels bowed, their voices united in awe, whispering, "How can they not yet know? How can they not yet see?" Hold on, because now you do see. This is why this message has come to you. This is why heaven has been pressing you not to scroll, not to move, not to miss a single word. God says this is your last chance. Hurry. Embrace the truth, for the gates will not remain open forever. Stay with me till the end, because heaven is not just watching. Heaven is waiting for your response. Wait, hold on. Don't look away, because now the voice of God himself enters this moment. Last night, when the 7 archangels stood in awe, heaven grew silent, and then the voice of the Almighty broke through eternity. His words were not soft whispers. They were thunder wrapped in love, fire wrapped in grace, and they were spoken for you. God said, "My child, I have watched your journey. I have seen the nights you cried alone, the days you carried weight no one understood, and the moments you thought I was silent. But hear me now. I was never silent. Every step was written, every tear was recorded, every prayer was stored in my heart. And last night I answered them all. Stay with me, because what he declared next changed everything." God said, "Enough delay, enough hiding, enough silence. I release you now into the truth that was always yours. I restore what was lost. I reveal what was hidden. I give back what was stolen." The 7 archangels bowed low, trembling at the power of his words, and yet still wondering, do they know? Do They see what was just spoken over their life. Listen carefully. God himself continued, "Before 900 p.m. tonight, my child will hear. They will know. They will understand that heaven has already moved for them. They will not walk in darkness any longer. They will not wander in confusion. They will walk in the light of the truth I have given." Hold on. Don't scroll. Can you feel it? This is not just a story. This is not just words. This is God speaking into your life right now. His voice is the reason you feel your spirit stirring. His hand is the reason doors are about to open. His command is the reason your story has shifted. Stay with me till the end because God's final words last night still echo through eternity. This is their moment. This is their hour. This is their last chance before the gates close. Hurry, my child, for the truth is waiting. And when he finished speaking, the heavens shook, the archangels cried out, and your name was sealed in light. That is why you are here. That is why you cannot skip this. That is why this message has found you today. Wait. Hold on. Don't scroll, because now the voice of Archangel Michael is no longer echoing from afar. It is directed straight to you. Last night, after the voice of God thundered across eternity, Michael stepped closer. His sword blazed like lightning, his eyes burned with holy fire, and his words were meant only for you. He said, "Child of God, I have watched over you in silence. I have fought battles you never saw. I have guarded doors you never knew were under attack. I have carried your name into the throne room when you felt forgotten. Last night I stood before God and said, 'It is time.' And heaven agreed. Your season has shifted. Stay with me because his message grows heavier." Michael continued, "You may think nothing has changed, but in the spirit everything has. The chains have already fallen. The gates have already opened. The truth has already been revealed. Now you must embrace it. Do not let this hour pass you by. Before 900 p.m. tonight, heaven expects you to rise and receive what has been given." Listen carefully. Michael's voice carried both urgency and compassion. He said, "Do not fear. Do not doubt. You are chosen. You are marked. You are sealed in light. I will not let your name be forgotten, for God himself has placed his mark on you. Walk boldly, for the truth belongs to you. Hold on. Don't look away." Imagine the Archangel himself standing guard at your side right now, his wings stretched wide to cover you, his sword lifted to cut through every shadow around you. This is not fantasy. It is the reality of what happened last night in heaven. Michael's presence is proof that heaven has already moved. Stay with me till the end because his final words ring with power. I will not rest until you see it. I will not stop until you believe it. I will circle your name until you rise into the fullness of the truth God has spoken. This is your time. This is your moment. Do not miss it. And as he spoke, the other 6 archangels raised their voices in agreement, their cry shaking the heavens. So let it be done. The truth is theirs. Wait. Hold on. Don't scroll. Because now I must reveal the secret Archangel Michael carried in his heart last night. After the voice of God shook the heavens, and after the 7 archangels declared their words, Michael leaned closer, almost whispering as if the truth was too holy for all to hear at once. And this secret, this hidden truth was about you. He said, "Child of God, there has always been something reserved for you alone. Even when you thought heaven was silent, even when you thought your prayers were unanswered, a portion of glory was being hidden with your name on it. And last night God said, 'Unseal it.' Stay with me because this secret is not small. It is the very thing that explains why you have endured so much, why life felt heavier for you than for others." Michael continued, "The reason the battles were strong was because the inheritance written for you is greater. The reason the delays felt endless was because the release prepared for you is limitless. The secret is this: you were never forgotten. You were being preserved for a truth that others could not carry. Listen carefully," Michael revealed last night. Heaven unlocked the inheritance of truth over your life. This is not just blessing. It is identity. You are not who the world said you are. You are who God has declared you to be. And before 900 p.m. tonight, you must step into it. The angels are watching. Heaven is waiting. And God is saying, this is their last chance to know the whole truth. Hold on. Imagine it. A treasure chest sealed for years suddenly opened. And inside it, not gold, not silver, but your name glowing in divine light. That is what Michael saw last night. That is why the archangels were in shock, because the magnitude of your destiny was far greater than they even expected. Stay with me till the end, because Michael's final words about the secret are echoing still. Child, what was hidden is now revealed. What was sealed is now open. What was delayed is now released. You are stepping into what heaven has guarded for you all along. Do not doubt it. Do not delay. This is your moment. And as he spoke those words, the heavens shook once more, and all 7 archangels cried in unison, the truth belongs to you. Wait, hold on. Don't scroll, because now I must tell you about the scroll that was unsealed in heaven last night. When the 7 archangels gathered, and when Michael declared your release, a glowing scroll descended from the throne of God. It was wrapped in light, sealed with fire, and written across its surface was your name. The angels bowed as the scroll opened, for it carried not just blessings, but the very map of your destiny. Stay with me, because this scroll is unlike any other. Inside it were pages written with tears you cried, victories you never saw, and promises you didn't even know were made. The first page spoke of your past, the moments when you thought you were forgotten. The archangel saw those words burn away in fire as God said, that season is finished. The second page revealed your present, the struggles, the doubts, the delays. And even as you watched, those words dissolved into light. And then came the third page, your future. Listen carefully. The scroll declared, this child will rise. This child will carry truth. This child will walk through doors no one thought could open. This child will touch lives, break chains, and stand in light. The archangels were shocked, not because of what was written, but because you still don't know how much heaven has already aligned for you. That is why God said, hurry, they must know before 900 p.m. tonight. Hold on, don't look away. Imagine seeing your name written in a heavenly script, glowing brighter than gold, sealed with the breath of God himself. Imagine the archangels tracing their hands across those pages in awe, whispering, this is what was hidden. This is what has now been revealed. That scroll is not a symbol. It is your truth unsealed and active from last night. Stay with me till the end, because Michael spoke again. Child, your future has already been written. No power can erase it. No force can stop it. No shadow can hide it. The scroll has been opened and the truth belongs to you. And as those words rang out, the scroll closed itself, returning to the throne of God, sealed once more, but its power already released into your life. The archangels cried in unison, the truth is theirs, the future is theirs, and the time is now. Wait, hold on, don't scroll, because now comes the moment that sealed everything heaven released last night. After the scroll of truth was opened and your future was declared, something even greater happened. The throne of God released a heavenly seal, and it was placed upon your name. The 7 archangels gasped, because a seal of this kind is rare, reserved only for those chosen to carry truth that cannot be stolen. Stay with me, because the seal was not ordinary. It was formed of light brighter than 1,000 suns, carrying within it the authority of heaven itself. As the seal descended, Archangel Michael stepped forward and pressed it gently against your name. Instantly, waves of power poured through eternity, marking you forever. The angels bowed and whispered, now nothing can undo it. Now no shadow can erase it. This one is sealed. Listen carefully. This seal means protection. It means that every scheme against your life has been overruled. It means that what was once fragile is now unbreakable. What was once delayed is now unstoppable. Heaven has placed its mark on you, and no force on earth or in the spirit can tear it away. The archangels looked at one another in awe, saying, Do they realize how rare this is? Do they know what power has just covered them? Hold on, don't move. Imagine it. Your name glowing in the heavenly realm, stamped with the seal of the Almighty, guarded by Michael himself. That seal is why the archangels were in shock. That seal is why God says, "Hurry, my child, before 900 p.m. tonight." They must know the truth. Because once you understand it, you will never look at your life the same again. Stay with me till the end, because Michael spoke as the seal was pressed upon you. Child, you are untouchable in the light of God. You are guarded by heaven's armies, you are chosen, and this seal proves it. And as his words filled the air, the heavens erupted in song, and the other 6 archangels cried, "So let it be forever sealed, forever marked, forever protected." And in that holy moment, your destiny was locked in divine protection. That is what happened last night. That is why the archangels are still in awe. And that is why you cannot skip this truth. Wait, hold on. Don't scroll, because now I must take you inside what the archangels showed last night. After the heavenly seal was pressed upon your name, they carried it into a sacred place few have ever seen, the Hall of Light. This hall stretches farther than eternity, its walls glowing with names inscribed by the hand of God himself. Each name written there belongs to one chosen, one marked, one sealed forever. And last night your name was added to those eternal walls. Stay with me because the archangels trembled as the moment unfolded. They walked through the Hall of Light, past names that had already fulfilled their destiny until they reached an empty space waiting just for you. Michael lifted his sword, traced your name in fire, and as he did, the letters glowed brighter than the stars. The other 6 archangels stood in awe, whispering, "This is the one God spoke of. This is the one chosen for this hour. Listen carefully. Your name was not written in ink. It was carved in pure light, burning with the eternal flame of heaven. That inscription cannot fade. It cannot be erased. It cannot be undone." And as your name glowed across the Hall of Light, the angels bowed their heads, their voices shaking, saying, "Now the truth is confirmed. Now their destiny is forever sealed." Hold on. Don't move. Imagine it. Walking into a hall filled with the radiance of eternity, seeing your own name shining among the chosen, hearing the echo of angels declaring, "This child belongs to God. This child is destined. This child is sealed in truth." That is what happened last night. That is what you didn't see, but heaven saw it all. Stay with me till the end, because Michael spoke as your name lit up the hall. Child, from this moment forward, heaven itself will recognize you. When angels move, they will move with your name in their hearts. When doors open, they will open because your name is carried in the light. You are not forgotten. You are forever remembered. And as his voice echoed, the Hall of Light resounded with heavenly song, and all 7 archangels cried as one. The truth has been revealed. Their name is written forever. That is why heaven is in shock. That is why God says, "Hurry before 900 p.m. tonight. They must know what was written." Because once you understand this, you will never walk the same again. Wait, hold on. Don't scroll. Because now we reach the moment heaven has been preparing for you all along. After your name was carved in the Hall of Light, the archangels led you deeper into the throne room. And there, upon an altar of fire and gold, rested something no one else had ever worn before. A crown of light made only for you. The 7 archangels stood frozen because the brilliance of that crown was greater than they imagined. Stay with me because this crown was not ordinary. It was forged from every trial you overcame, every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed. Each gem within it glowed with a story, red for your battles, blue for your faith, white for your purity, gold for your resilience. And last night as the angels watched, God lifted that crown and said, "This belongs to my child. Place it upon their destiny. Listen carefully." Michael stepped forward, his hands trembling with reverence. He took the crown, raised it high and placed it over your name written in light. And instantly the Hall of Light erupted in radiance. The archangels bowed low, crying out, "Now it is complete. Now their authority has been confirmed. Now their identity is revealed." Hold on. Imagine it. A crown glowing brighter than the sun, designed not for kings of earth but for you, a child of eternity. Imagine heaven singing as it rests upon your life. This crown is more than honor. It is authority. It means your voice will carry weight in heaven and on earth. It means doors will respond when you speak. It means shadows will flee when you move. It means you are no longer just surviving. You are reigning. Stay with me till the end. Because Michael spoke again, his voice like thunder wrapped in love. Child, you have worn the weight of sorrow long enough. Now wear the crown of light. Walk not as forgotten, but as chosen. Walk not as broken, but as crowned. And as those words filled the heavens, the other 6 archangels raised their voices in unison. Let the crown remain forever. Let the light shine without end. The truth has been revealed. That is what happened last night. That is why heaven is in shock. And that is why God says, hurry before 900 p.m. tonight. They must know the truth that was sealed with their crown. Wait, hold on. Don't scroll. Because now comes the final decree. The last moment of last night that sealed your destiny forever. After your name was carved in the hall of light, after the crown of light was placed upon you, heaven itself grew silent. Every angel, every star, every sound, stilled because God himself was about to speak the final word. Stay with me because the throne of eternity glowed brighter than ever before. The 7 archangels knelt, their wings folded, their voices hushed, and then the voice of God thundered, not in anger, but in a love so fierce it shook every corner of creation. He said, my child, I have written your past, I have guarded your present, and now I decree your future. You are chosen, you are sealed, you are crowned from this day forward. No shadow will hold you, no voice will silence you, no power will stop you. What I have written cannot be erased. Listen carefully. As he spoke, the angels lifted their eyes in awe. The hall of light shook with song, the scrolls burned with fire, and your name shone brighter than ever before. God continued, this is my decree. Wherever you walk, my presence will follow. Whatever you touch will prosper. Whoever rises against you will fall. And before 900 p.m. tonight, the truth of what I have released will reach your heart. Hold on. Don't look away. Imagine the Almighty declaring those words over your life. Imagine the heavens roaring in agreement. Imagine the archangels crying, so let it be forever and forevermore. That is what happened last night. That is the truth you did not know until now. Stay with me till the end, because Michael rose once more and said, child, the decree has been spoken. The crown rests upon you. The seal guards you. The truth belongs to you. Now rise and walk in the destiny heaven has given. And in that moment, the heavens closed their vision. The archangels returned to their posts, and the light of eternity rested over your name like a covering. The final decree was finished. The truth is yours. That is why heaven is in shock. That is why God says, hurry, do not delay. This is your last chance before 900 p.m. tonight to embrace what has been revealed. And now it belongs to you. Forever sealed, forever crowned, forever chosen. Wait. Hold on. Don't move. Because just when the heavens seemed to fall silent after the final decree, another vision opened. It was as if God himself wanted you to see not only what was sealed, but what awaits you ahead. The archangels lifted their eyes again, and a new door appeared in the throne room. A door made of pure light, brighter than anything they had seen before. On the door your name was written, glowing like fire, and above it were the words, the future awaits. Stay with me, because the archangels gasped in awe. They whispered, this is not usual. This door does not open for everyone. It opens only when destiny has been fully unlocked. And last night, for the first time, that door opened for you. Listen carefully. As the door swung wide, the angels saw glimpses of your future. Moments of laughter you haven't lived yet. Victories you haven't claimed yet, and blessings you haven't even prayed for yet. They saw people healed because of your light, families restored because of your faith, and nations shifted because of your destiny. The archangels cried out in shock. How can this child not know what has been written for them? How can they not see what lies ahead? Hold on. Don't scroll. Imagine a golden door opening before your spirit, showing you that your life is not random. It is designed that your days ahead are already drenched in glory, that heaven has already paved a road of light before your feet. This is why heaven is urging you now. Why God says, hurry, do not delay before 900 p.m. tonight. Embrace this truth, for the future is already written. Stay with me till the end, because as the vision unfolded, God's voice thundered once more. Child, I give you this door not just as a promise, but as a command. Walk through it. Do not turn back. Do not hesitate. What I have prepared is greater than what you left behind. And in that moment, all 7 archangels raised their swords in unison, their cries shaking the very foundations of heaven. The way is open. The truth is revealed. The child is ready. That is what happened last night. And this is why you are here now. Because your future has already begun. Wait, hold on, don't scroll. Because the moment you stepped through the door of light last night, heaven revealed something few have ever seen. Inside was not darkness, not emptiness, but a great hall glowing with fire and crystal. At the center of that hall stood a table of inheritance carved of pure gold, stretching farther than your eyes could see. And written upon it in shining letters was your name. Stay with me, because this table was not ordinary. It held treasures prepared for you long before you were born, treasures you never touched because they were hidden until this hour. The archangels stood in shock as one by one compartments of the table opened, revealing gifts sealed under your name. Some were blessings you prayed for, others were miracles you never imagined, and still more were destinies reserved only for you. Listen carefully. Michael pointed to the table and said, Child, this is your inheritance. These are the blessings that could not be stolen, the promises that could not be erased, the miracles that could not be delayed forever. Heaven has kept them safe. And last night the command was given, release it now. Hold on. Don't look away. Imagine standing before a table glowing with endless treasures, each one representing a chapter of your destiny, each one carrying light prepared for your future. Imagine the archangels bowing as the compartments unlocked, saying, This is what God has kept for you. This is the truth they still don't see. That is why heaven is in shock. Because while your name was written there all along, you had no idea what was waiting under it. Stay with me till the end, because God's voice filled the hall, saying, My child, you have walked in lack, but I created you for abundance. You have carried burdens, but I created you for glory. Now take your inheritance, for the table is yours. And as his words echoed, all 7 archangels placed their hands upon the table. Instantly, light surged through the hall, and every blessing under your name was released into motion. The angels cried out, So let it be. The inheritance has been claimed. That is what happened last night. That is what you must know before 900 p.m. tonight. Your inheritance is not coming. It has already been opened. Wait, hold on. Don't scroll. Because now we come to the last and greatest moment of all. When the table of inheritance was opened last night and the treasures under your name were revealed, there was still one final gift left untouched. It was not gold. It was not silver. It was not jewels. It was a letter from God sealed with his own mark. The archangels fell silent as the letter was lifted, glowing brighter than the sun, waiting for your eyes alone. Stay with me, because this letter was written long before you were born. It carried words that no one else could ever read. A message so personal, so intimate, that heaven itself guarded it until this very moment. Michael held the letter in his hands, trembling, and he said, Child, this is the truth you must know before 900 p.m. tonight. This is the word that will change everything. Listen carefully. The seal broke, the letter opened, and the voice of God poured out like rivers of fire and light. He said, My beloved child, I have never left you. I have never forsaken you. Every step I have walked beside you. Every storm I have covered you. Every battle I have fought for you. Do not think you were forgotten. You were always chosen. Hold on. Don't move. The letter continued. I placed your name in the hall of light. I sealed it with my hand. I crowned you with glory. I gave you inheritance. And now I give you myself. I am your father, your protector, your redeemer. Walk boldly, for you carry my truth. Embrace it now, for this is your last chance before the hour closes. Stay with me till the end. Because as those words filled eternity, the letter folded itself back into light and entered your spirit. It was no longer written on paper, it was written on your heart. The archangels bowed their heads and said, "Now it is complete." Now the child knows the whole truth, and heaven erupted in song, voices rising higher than the stars declaring, "Forever chosen, forever sealed, forever crowned, forever loved." That is what happened last night. That is the truth heaven waited for you to know. That is why the archangels were in shock. And that is why God says, "Hurry, my child, before 900 p.m. tonight. Remember this. You are mine and nothing can change it." Amen.